Estamos transmitiendo desde el Lab World del Mobile World Congress en Barcelona con Sephi Shapira, CEO de Massive Impact, una empresa de marketing mobile. So, Sephi, tell us about Massive Impact. What do you do?
First of all, thank you for taking the time to interview me. I really appreciate it. Massive Impact is a performance advertising platform. What we do is we guarantee that advertisers have a profitable return on their mobile advertising budget.
So, Sephi, tell us, how are the profiles of the marketing mobile targets?
You mean the targets in terms of...
I mean, do you have an study about how is the user of mobile devices and how do you do your marketing with mobile devices?
Okay. So we are in the business of performance mobile advertising, which means that our business model is we only charge the advertiser when he actually sells a product. Okay, so we do not charge the advertiser for presenting his ad to the user or when the user clicks on his ad. Only when the user actually purchases the product, for example, downloads an application and then pays for the application, only in that event we charge the advertiser.
And tell me how it works.
The way that it works is we have a technology which basically takes the advertiser's product and promotes it to consumers, and then the system will check which type of user actually buys the product, which type of user, and based on that we will build a profile and we will promote the product to similar users with the profile of this user. But in order to do that, we have to work closely with the advertiser to actually know when he sold the product. He has to give us this information. So that's how our technology works, which is very different than most companies in this market, which just want to sell the ad space and just want to promote, and they don't really want to take a risk if the advertiser sells or doesn't sell. Yeah.
That's great. And so tell me, if is there a difference between mobile advertising and in opposite to traditional media advertisement?
Yes, of course. First of all, mobile advertising falls into the category of digital advertising, and the major difference between digital advertising and traditional advertising is that in digital advertising you can personalize the ad, you can have a dynamic ad, and the user can also respond to the ad. So of course if a user sees an ad in a newspaper, he cannot click on the ad, but if he sees it on digital, internet or mobile, he can interact with the ad. Mobile is different than internet because mobile, the device is smaller, the screen is smaller, so you cannot have a very multimedia experience. You cannot have a lot of sound and a lot of video because the screen is very limited. So therefore advertisers in mobile are more interested about performance. They want to ensure that they can actually convert and sell, because they cannot just pay to have a good experience or brand creation like can do on TV or on the internet. So that's the difference between digital and non-digital and internet and mobile.
And now that you know the users, is there a difference between a user that uses a tablet than the user that uses a smartphone?
Yes, there's a very big difference. Tablets are almost like internet devices in terms of their functionality. You have a big screen, full experience, and more multimedia and more complex user experience. The mobile device is much more simple than that, and the experience is very limited. So you cannot have such a rich media experience, and you have to act differently when you're promoting on a mobile device.
Sephi, as an expert on mobile marketing, which would be your advices for a company that is planning to make his own marketing strategy?
Well, I think first of all, if you're thinking about doing a dual strategy for mobile and internet, my recommendation is first of all, build your product for mobile and then add the functionality for internet. Most companies, they first build the product for internet and then they try to squeeze it to fit into the mobile device. But I think that's a mistake, because a simple, clean user experience on the mobile is very easy to expand it to the internet. But a very complex internet experience is very difficult to simplify into the mobile device. So I think that would be my first recommendation. And my second recommendation, I think, is to have a very strong focus on the customer requirement. Not so much about your idea or some kind of technology, but just focus on the market demand and the market need, and based on that, develop your solution. Yeah?
Well, thank you very much, Sephi. It's an honor.
Thank you.
Para Mediatele como agencia informativa, Mariana Torres.